Hi everyone, this is an Amalgia video for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. This video is about how to complete the first cycle of Mushroom Forest. If you saw my video on the first cycle of River Rebel Path, then you know the basics about how cycles work, but basically every time you clear a dungeon and get a drop of myrrh, that tree is exhausted for the next 2 years. But then once that tree can produce myrrh again, that dungeon will become more difficult, have better drops, and sometimes change layout. If you're new to the game, first let's talk about how to get to Mushroom Forest. On the first map where the starting town is, there's a northern forest at the top that says the Miasma Stream. As long as you didn't change the color of your chalice from water to wind in River Bell Path, then you should inherently just be able to walk through the Miasma Stream. If you've already beaten River Bell Path and you accidentally changed your chalice color from water to wind for some reason, all you have to do is go back down to River Bell Path, click like you're entering the dungeon, but then it'll let you change your chalice element from the world map and you don't actually have to go in. Once you're through the stream, Mushroom Forest is the first option you can visit on the left. There's also a town to the north if you want to upgrade your armor and resupply before going in. If you got any bronze out of River Bell Path and a novice weapon schematic, you may also want to visit the blacksmith at Mars Pass and try to upgrade your weapon, as it will help in the next dungeon. Regardless of whether you play online or offline, the dungeon layout is going to be the same. Just remember that the only way you can get a drop of myrrh to progress your own game is to either host a room or play offline solo. Once you decide which way you want to play, the game will enter you in the dungeon and then you will be able to set up your command list. In the early game, one of the only things you can really equip are food items and Phoenix Downs, so you may want to equip a Phoenix Down just in case. If you die, a Phoenix Down can bring you back to life automatically, but it can also be used as a command to cast a life spell on a fallen comrade in case you don't have a life magicite on you. Accumulating bonus points is important for dungeons, and if you stand still at the top of the screen, it will tell you what your bonus point objective is for this mission. Immediately to the right of the entrance is a dead end. That big mushroom you see at the end there is a one-way to get down from up top if you wanted to leave faster. So just head west and get that first treasure chest while fighting the enemy. The bug enemies are very simple to deal with and they don't have much HP at all. Assuming it isn't against your current bonus point objective, you get additional bonus points for picking up items and defeating enemies. Once you hit the western wall, head north in order to keep progressing. Both the left and the right path here lead to the same place. The left side has an enemy though. It shoots poison orbs at you that do have a chance to inflict the poison status effect, but they're pretty easy to avoid. As you head north a little bit, there are 2 more enemies just beyond this one. One is a simple green bug and another is a ranged poison shooter like before. One of the very annoying things on Cycle 1 of Mushroom Forest is that you can actually see a pathway and a whole section of the map even on your mini-map when you're in this corner, and you think you can get down there, but hopefully this will put your mind at ease. You can't get there until the later cycles, so don't worry about it right now. If you go too far in, a cat enemy will show up, but he's also not that difficult to deal with. He's just a little faster than the others. Once you've dispatched the enemies, head east to get to the center of the map. If you're playing solo, make sure to pick up as much magicite as you can so that you have the right things to junction together in order to make fusion spells. If you have multiples of the same element and then you equip them both in your command menu and fuse them together, it'll give you a higher tier of that spell. Run onto the round mushroom platform here in order to make it to the higher level to find a treasure chest and a new enemy we haven't dealt with yet. Nihirmans cast magic and have a linear eye attack that can inflict status effects on you. Not only are flying enemies harder to hit because they're above you, but while a Nihirman is flying, it has increased defenses. While it is possible to kill them outright like this, it takes a long time. From here, head southeast, but do not jump on the mushroom platform that is to the south of here, as it will send you back towards the entrance. And once we get to the next Nihirman, I'll show you how to deal with them properly. Here there will be 2 divergent paths, but they both will lead to the same place, so don't worry which way you choose. There are 2 enemies here and a treasure chest. In order to lower Nihirman's defenses, you need to have at least 2 different types of magic of the 3 main elements. So fuse 2 different types together in order to get gravity magic. Gravity magic has almost no effect on most enemies, but on flying enemies it rips them from the sky, and while they're on the ground they die very easily. Grab this treasure chest and continue eastward to another treasure chest. Make sure to pick up any items and artifacts you come across. At the end of the dungeon, you'll be able to pick one to take with you and it'll raise your stats permanently. It's important to kill as many enemies as you can, pick up as many items as you can, and to do your bonus point objectives. Whether you're solo or playing with people online, having more bonus points helps the entire group out. Also, the person with the most bonus points in a group online is the one who gets to pick their artifact first. This means that if there's only one very rare drop and you had the most bonus points, you get it first. Another Hearman, but we know how to deal with them. Cast gravity on them to take them out of the sky and then hit them with a focus attack or something to take them out instantly. I've been using focus attacks as a uke because it's my bonus point objective, but generally speaking, it's a much better strategy to use magic because it's more in line with the uke's strengths. Pop that chest and head north. There will be another one of those ranged poison plant enemies, but once you take him down, there will be a mushroom pad that leads further north. It's a section that sometimes people miss, but there's a treasure chest up there, and there's also a hidden Moogle den. Hop on this mushroom to head up. It's actually a two-way one, so you can get back down the exact same way. If you're new to the game and you have the chance, I really suggest taking the Earth Pendant if you picked it up as an artifact at the end of the dungeon, because it'll increase your maximum health permanently. The Moogle Den is on the right side here, and you have to hit circle at the right angle in order to get inside. I'm not going to show the inside, but just know that you have to talk to a Moogle in there to get a stamp put on your stamp card. Stamps only need to be obtained once and apply to all different characters on your caravan, regardless of which character you are on when you picked it up. All you have to do from here is fight your way west and then turn north in order to get to the boss. Something else I'll mention, but it really isn't something you should fixate on, is that it's actually possible to get the rare craft material gold even in Cycle 1 of Mushroom Forest. It's more common in Cycle 2, and that's probably when you should try to get more of them, but if you end up getting one on your first run through Mushroom Forest, then congratulations, just make sure not to sell it. A spell that's very helpful for this upcoming boss that you may not have had to use yet is the spell Clear. Clear removes status effects, so keep an eye on your party members if they end up getting poisoned. The last stretch of this dungeon before the boss has two of those plant enemies that shoot at a distance. Take them out and walk north through the red zone line to reach the boss. Things I suggest equipping for this boss are a way to heal yourself, Clear, and a Phoenix Down. If you've played Final Fantasy games before, then you're aware of some of the threats that Malboros pose. Fortunately, as far as Final Fantasy games go, the bad breath of this Malboro is far less toxic than in other games. If characters are far away from it, it often uses this long-range draw-in breath to try to bring you close to it. And being close to it is what triggers its use of bad breath. If you're far away from it, it will use its tentacles as a ranged attack from underground in order to hit you. Focus on taking out the ranged plant adds first. The draw-in effect can also mess with your spell targeting a bit by pulling you away from where your target was, but if you're casting a cure or something, know that it lingers, so if you can get back to where it executed quickly enough, you can still cure yourself. Thunder and fire spells are effective on the Malboro, but it seems resistant to Blizzard. At around half health or so, it gets the ability to cast Sloga, which has a huge radius and it's very difficult to avoid. Slow not only decreases your movement speed, but it increases the charge time of your spells and focus attacks. As long as you're not slowed, a good strategy you can use in this fight to either fight close to the boss or fight at a distance but keep it preoccupied is to goad it into using bad breath and then run to the side to dodge it, cast a spell, and then repeat. And remember that the Clear spell can heal both poison and slow. Remember to prioritize the adds as they pop up unless the boss is right about to die, and that's really all there is to this fight in Cycle 1. Hopefully in knowing the layout of the level and knowing how to defeat the boss, you feel more confident playing with other people online. If you thought any of the information was helpful, please subscribe. Subscribing really helps us out. See you next time, and thanks for watching.